Hello, this is Mare, and it is Monday night, July 4th, 2016, and we welcome everyone on this historic day to Elizabeth's call on Monday night, and Mare, I'm covering for her tonight. We have a really, really wonderful, exciting night ahead. It is also a new moon, with some amazing constellations that are lining up together. So it's going to be an incredible night of talking about the astrology, just coming from this point of the summer solstice and now coming right into a new moon. It's an incredibly powerful time. And as we'll see from Cynthia, the stars are lined up in a way that is doing amazing things to the Earth and to the gamma rays that we're receiving on the Earth. So there's a whole lot of exciting things going on physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. We're going to have the Candy Shop show in a few minutes, and we are also going to do some galactalizing. So I just wanted to welcome everyone. My name's Mare. And I'd like to start the call with the Law of One. So just follow along with me, and we call in the living flame of divine love to be with us now. We call in universal consciousness to be with us now. And we're asking our galactic brothers and sisters and the whole creation to be with us on this historic day. And we are all one.
We are all one.
When one is harmed, all are harmed.
When one is harmed, all are harmed.
When one is helped, all are helped.
When one is helped, all are helped.
Therefore, in the name of who I am.
Therefore, in the name of who I am.
And I am one with all there is.
And I am one with all there is.
I ask that only the highest good.
I ask that the highest good
Of all happen.
Of all.
And I give thanks that this is done.
And I give thanks that this is done, that it happened and that this is done.
So be it, and so it is.
So be it, and so it is.
And as we're moving into this amazing time of awakening, I just want to remind us all that it also is an amazing time of forgiveness, for learning how to forgive ourselves, learning how to forgive everybody else. Because we're going to find out that, some of us are going to realize that we've been involved in things that have been causing a whole lot of harm. And we're going to need to forgive ourselves and move forward and to forgive everybody else. So there is a place in the Bible where it says the last shall be first and the first shall be last. Well, that's probably what is going to be happening. There are times when you might have something that is not real positive influencing you, and then you do the Law of One with it, and it becomes like your greatest ally. So those kind of miracles are going to be happening. So I just want to teach everyone one other prayer. The Law of One is the most powerful and the supreme law of the universe. But this prayer is also really good to support the Law of One, and it's called Ho'oponopono, and it's an ancient Hawaiian prayer. And what you say is, dear, you could say it to yourself, you could say it to another person, you could even say it to life. So you'd say, dear life, I am so sorry for all the harm that I caused. Please forgive me. Thank you, and I love you. It's that simple. It's saying you're sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. And that's just a really wonderful prayer to say for self-healing, to forgive ourselves, to forgive traumas from our past. So I just want to make sure everybody knew that prayer with the funny Hawaiian name, Ho'oponopono. Okay, so now I'd like to go ahead and move into the candy shop jar. Candy, are you there?
I am here, Mary. Thank you so much, and that's great that you shared a new prayer with us for this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Would you like to tell us some of the wonderful news going on?
Well, I certainly will. I'm opening up the candy jar street, and let me see. It's Independence Day. Wow.
Woo-hoo.
And we are looking forward to so much more independence and love and being who we meant to be in this coming 2016. So on the show last Wednesday with Chris, I mean, it was just amazing with Omar, and I got to ask him a lot of questions. Elizabeth and I did the way that they did with the Raw back in 1981. And so we had a lot of back and forth, and I do think that the Galactic, they make a little introductory speech, and then they step back, but they're waiting for us to ask them questions, and I hope that we can carry on that format a little bit more. And we got a lot more deep, and I would encourage everyone to listen to the Candy Shop show from last Wednesday. I mean, we had the whole Rainbow Council on and everybody, but Omar was sharing about how we're going to be coming into a time when all the timelines are going to merge, and all the various Earths are going to merge back, and we'll have the original Earth, and so it just sounds like some incredible times coming forward, and he shared a lot in detail about the new monetary system that are going to be chips, and he talked about the different colored chips that are being used on the moon base right now, and how it will be used in the next few years here on Earth. Omar did confirm that the Bitcoin system was indeed inspired by the Plate Union that had this system set up 8 years ago in Finland area, and certainly, and it's part of the purpose of Bitcoin, which is to train us, to get us used to thinking about commerce in a different fashion and expanding the possibilities. I mean, it's not necessary to have Bitcoin, but it's been very interesting that I started my trading in the last few weeks, and to see how it fluctuates every 10 seconds. And of course, we've shared in prior shows about this, and Bitcoins are going up in value. That reflects that there's all this instability around the world, especially since Britain exited from the EU. But I can see that it sounds like that the Galactics were okay about that kind of a vote. Maybe each country needs to get strong in themselves before we join a real global government. But it's interesting, and the stock market, of course, has been rebounding. But the Rothschild bragged about making about $5 trillion a week ago Friday when they let everything crash, and so and that now they're letting it go back up, and so it's something else. All of these things, and Benjamin Fulford has a short video out today. Marianne, do you want to share something that Benjamin talked about on this Independence Day for America?
Yes, thank you, Candy, and thank you for that summary. That was great.
it was a short video, and basically what he's saying is the wrap up to this I don't even want to say war, but this skirmish and this back and forth for ages is almost over, and basically there are so many countries, and the U.S. military is working with the good guys, and Russia, I mean basically the rest of the world, and we're all coming together. They're all coming together, and he put out that they had until today, probably tonight, the 4th, to come forward. And if they don't, it is extended actually till the 10th. There was the 4th, and I think they extended it to the 10th, but that is the absolute end. Then there is an offer of 100 kilograms of gold to anyone who can bring these individuals in for questioning, and they're going to do it peacefully. But I figured out what I was curious. I got a curious mind, and I was an economics major and a psychology major. I was like, well, what's 100 kilograms? And that comes out, if I did everything right, $4,341,100.
Wow, and is that the reward for bringing in some of the criminals?
Yes. And
okay.
And they know, they know where everyone is, and they know who they are. And they said there might be higher ups than what they know, so they're going to be talking to these individuals who, the 13 families, and if there's anybody else. And so they have till the 10th. It's 6 days from now, and they actually have gold set aside for humanitarian projects, a lot of gold, and they're inviting these individuals to work with us. I mean, they're trying to do it as civil as possible, and for them to, make some changes. And we don't know the full, in the report it's not giving the details, but they are offering one last time, please, let's work together. So
right. And Omar said that there would not need to be any closing of banks or ATM machines when they make the changeover to the gold standard. He said, do not be concerned, even if they do it this weekend, that the ATMs would still be working. And yes. Now, was there anything else before I go on, Marianne?
No, that's basically what it was. So I'm finished.
Okay. Well, that sounds exciting too. So yes, we're going to have this gold-backed currency, and you can already see hints of the major projects that are being instigated through regarding transportation and the medical world, and there's going to be so many more wonderful projects that are going to help people in every way, and including giving people jobs that they would enjoy and they'll feel proud of. So that is just exciting news, and of course, Omar and Valiant Thor, they're both from Venus. They're both helping us here. Now, on my show this coming Wednesday, I'm having Mark Sorensen from Canada, and he's going to bring on a walk-in from Arcturus, from the Arcturian mothership that's going to be sharing information, and it's just wonderful, all the collaboration. And so that'll be a good show this Wednesday. This will be a fourth in the series that Mark Sorensen has put on, and he's using the Candy Shop Show. He studied all of these things since 2007, and then the Galactics told him to start releasing this information just a few weeks ago. So we know things are coming to a big point. Just scanning a little bit of things happening. You know, there's all these Earth plate movements going on. The U.S. Peak is sinking, and the volcanologists don't know why the area of subsistence in that area is doing this. And of course, Omar said that there was a concern by the Galactics that the Cabal had wanted to set off all the volcanoes, and they had placed bombs in each one. And we've seen on YouTube a lot more videos of UFOs around the volcanoes, and of course what they're trying to do is safely remove the bomb out of the volcano. There's a lot of stuff going on with the African plate, and it's just there was a big earthquake June 29th that was a concern over there. Now, there was a hint from Omar that there'd be a major speech, probably not from General Dunford or from Paul Ryan, but perhaps from Barack Obama, even as early as tonight. So I haven't seen any formal announcement, but things could be happening. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else, Candy?
Let's see. There was a big UFO that was seen today, and there's supposed to be a lot of UFOs. So when it gets dark, besides the fireworks, be outside and look for these. And so there's a lot of things going on, but I'm excited to hear what Cynthia has to say about the astrological thing. And
yes,
so,
that's a perfect segue to come into that. And I just wanted to remind everyone that this is the Diamonds Network. If you would like to hear this call again, the number to dial for the call replay is 641-715-3813, and the PIN number is 883267#. And the reference number for tonight's show is 456.
absolutely. And while you have your pins out, I would like to give out my phone number before I put the lid on the candy jar treats, and that is 417-389-4438. I'm on a massive road trip. I just started a couple of hours ago, headed east, and if you'd like to connect up with me, I'm going to have a meeting in downtown Baltimore this Friday at 7 p.m. If you're in that area and want to meet Candy Caroline, that's where I'll be. And then I'll be up in New York City the week of July 10th. So putting the lid back on the candy jar treats, and I'm still planning to be on all the Monday and Wednesday shows despite my massive trip. And you guys enjoy your July, too.
Thank you so much, Candy, for joining us on the road as you're doing. We appreciate you so much, and we love you so much. So be safe, everybody who's traveling. We would love to also welcome everyone to visit the blog, which is diamonds with an S, forever31.blogspot.com. And there's a diamond you can click on to go to the YouTube channel with also all of the recordings. And one last time, the number again to listen to this recording or any past recording is 641-715-3813, and you type in the PIN number 883267#. And tonight's show is reference number 456. So now we would like to invite Cynthia to tell us what is going on in the atmosphere that has to do with gamma rays as breaking news as we speak.
Wow. Oh, my gosh. I am in shock myself. I am. And this is going to take me a while to assimilate it. Of course, I was born in the year of the Earth Ox. So us oxes, much more so the Earth oxes, it takes us a while. But anyway, as you know, well, you may not know, but the dark agenda has to publicize what they're doing or what the truth is. But the way they've gotten around that is they compartmentalize it, or they put it in kind of obscure language where they can say technically, yes, we did, say the truth. And that's just kind of their way. And yesterday, 3 different articles come out from these scientific agencies that fortunately were picked up by a guy named Mitch Batros, who issued a warning today that he was deeply concerned about our ozone layer and about our technology going out. But actually, it's a very, 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 for the next 10,000 hours, good thing. As I look at the placement of the planets at the exact moment of the new moon, I am absolutely blown away at the exact accuracy of the astrology and the astronomy working together. And let me tell you what the news is that the quote-unquote agencies put out with all their scientific jargon so that hopefully nobody would put it together, but Mitch did. Here's the deal. I hope I can explain it. I'm not a scientist this lifetime. I have been in others, but I'll try to put it as clearly as I can. There are these sources of huge gamma ray bursts out there. And these, satellites, these probes, these things that they've been sending out forever and a day pick up on these things. And there's all this hubbub in the scientific world about quasars and black holes and so forth. Well, skipping over about 16 chapters here, there is a quasar way out there that is just blasting out huge gamma ray bursts, like somebody with a huge ghetto blaster going down your street, and it's so loud you don't know how their ears can stand it, but it's this huge blast of gamma ray bursts. Now, before I tell you the rest of the story, earlier this year, the information came out through scientific channels that gamma ray bursts, if strong enough, have been proven in the lab to alter DNA so drastically that a new species can evolve almost overnight. Okay, now I'm gonna mess with your minds here. I'm guilty as charged, but there's a purpose. You'll see how it all comes together. in the Bible, and as you knew, I grew up here in the Southeast, the Bible Belt, church every Sunday, the whole 9 yards. It says that the second coming will be like the sun rising from the east to the west. It goes into great detail how it's not going to just be a person. It's going to be everybody, and that it'll happen in a twinkling of an eye. And then you can look at the Mayans, and you can look at these other religions and their prophecies, whatever. They all kind of are hinting at the same little thing. Okay, well, today, this morning, we had a new moon. Now, when you have a new moon, and I'm going to get to the point, just bear with, when you have a new moon, the sun and the moon are exactly conjunct. Well, it just so happens, and I'm not making this up, and you can prove it on a computer, that at the exact moment when the sun and moon were conjunct, there were two other pairs exactly conjunct. The two other pairs were Mercury and Kronos, and Venus and Vulcan. I'm going to get there. Just bear with, please. Okay. The whole dealie with the occult societies, as far as I've been able to determine, like the Rotunda in Washington with the 72 faces, is around Venus. Okay, Venus is conjunct Vulcan. Well, hello. Vulcan is stationing at this exact moment of the new moon.
Cynthia, what's Vulcan?
Vulcan in mythology, it's an asteroid. It's a huge asteroid that's emitting lots of informational rays. In mythology, Vulcan was the god who made the weapons for all the other gods. Weapons for all the other gods. Vulcan is stationing at the exact moment of the new moon and is exactly conjuncting Venus. Okay, so you've got Venus and Vulcan stationing. You've got the moon and the sun stationing. And number 3, things come in threes, Mercury is exactly conjunct Kronos. Kronos in mythology is the master, the god of time. Time. So we're going to go into where Mercury and Kronos are conjuncting. We're going to go into where the sun and moon are conjuncting. And we're going to go into where Vulcan and Venus are conjuncting. But now let me get back to the original story. I told you I'm going to tantalize you. Okay, here we go. Today, there is a star which is directly between the Earth and this quasar, which is putting out massive gamma rays. And this article, and I will send it to you. I sent it out to the Diamond Group, and we can send it out to anyone who wants it. This article shows, it gives you a diagram, it shows, and it gives you the papers, the abstracts behind it, that when this happens, when a star comes exactly between a quasar, which is putting out massive gamma ray bursts, and a planet such as the Earth, which is happening now, there is a scientific term called microlensing. And in the diagram you can see it. What happens is that instead of these gamma ray bursts just going, excuse the booms in the background, it's my beautiful neighborhood. They are into fireworks because it's July 4th. I hope it's not too disturbing. But anyway, when the quasar, is going through what a quasar goes through, where it's sending out these astronomically powerful gamma ray bursts, it's like a sun's rays. It just goes out in all directions. But when a star is exactly between a planet and these gamma ray bursts, it focuses the gamma rays onto the planet massively. It's like when you get a magnifying glass and you let the sun's rays come through the magnifying glass, you can start a fire. It focuses the rays. And this information was put out yesterday by the alphabet agencies. It was interpreted today by Mitch Batros and put out, and I sign up for his updates, his scientific updates, which come in every now and then. And, of course, he's looking at it from a fearful point of view. In his article, he says, oh, my goodness, this is cause for alarm. It could affect our ozone layer. It could affect our technical instruments. But, like I said, they separate, divide and conquer. They separate the truth in time and space in different places so that no one ever gets the whole picture. But fortunately, I've got enough good subscriptions and stuff going on and contacts who send me stuff that at least I get some of it. But these gamma ray bursts have been proven in the lab to mutate DNA so drastically that a new species evolves almost overnight. Now put that in the context of prophecy, which is exactly in the chart tonight. The asteroid Vesta is exactly at the place of prophecy. And Vesta signifies the nurturing family, the home. The prophecies say that there is a sudden change in the twinkling of an eye, and everybody's going to go into enlightenment. Now, Marianne, if you don't mind, and if you do, just let me know. Just tell them what David Wilcox said.
Yes, I have. I'm getting some more information in regards to that. Something a little bit different than what I mentioned to you today, but I was guided to reread David Wilcox's post, and in there he mentioned that he wasn't talking about this, of course, but he was talking about the bursts coming from the sun, and that would also could possibly put us into enlightenment. But he was saying that because of the the cell towers and all this other stuff, the electromagnetic waves that are around us and hitting us constantly, that the dark knew that this was coming from the sun, and probably, of course, this other information. And they set this up, and that it would block us from receiving the energy coming through for us to go into enlightenment, and more so. But what I'm getting now, and David was saying, talking to the Alliance, I guess, and he was saying, well, if they took these down, it's like an off-on switch, and if they took them down, it would immediately, we'd go into enlightenment, and the people who have been meditating all along, it would be easy for them. They would, in some sense, go on a psychedelic trip that was peaceful and just wonderful and integrated, and possibly the people who still have some things to integrate, it would be a more difficult time. And, it was like you couldn't really, what they're saying was dial it to make it easier. But, so his vote was just go for it. And the people who have been meditating and who would more than likely integrate this pretty easily, they would counterbalance the individuals who haven't been focusing on meditation and the spiritual life. So the integration, they would counterbalance it. So, and what I was getting today and just now, basically, the galactics can help counterbalance this and with everybody, so that we can go into this together on an easy level and not lose anything, or electricity. I mean, it's just going to be great. And what I was forget what I was getting. I can't remember what I just got just a little bit a while ago. I should have wrote it down. But basically, it's going to be. Oh, I know what it is. Excuse me. Uh-huh. I think the energy is going to override all of the stuff that's been put up, and it's just going to happen.
Thank you. That's what I pray happens. Thank you so much, Marianne.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you. And I would like to say a quick prayer right now and just call in the living flame of divine love and universal consciousness. And we are asking that this technology that we have be whatever needs to happen so that it's the highest good of all. So as these rays come in, it's the highest good of all. And so whatever needs to happen, as Marianne was saying, so that it's harmonious and happy for everyone. We're asking for the highest good, because we are all one. When one is harmed, all are harmed. When one is helped, all are helped. Therefore, in the name of who I am and who we all are, and I and we are one with all there is, we ask that the highest good of all happen. And we give thanks that this is done. So be it, and so it is. So, Cynthia,
Mary,
I don't know if now would be a good time to just do a little galactalizing before we dive into the new moon. What do you think?
Let's
do we
do
see
it.
If they have a message for us tonight?
Let me go in and ask. And Marianne, you too. And Mary, you too, and anyone who gets a message. But let me just go in. When I go in, I call in the living flame of divine love. I call in universal consciousness. Now remember, y'all, all of our gifts of the spirit, clairvoyance, clairaudience, are going to be awakened. And so just get used to that. Okay, so I am calling in the living flame of divine love. I'm calling in universal consciousness, because this makes my aura and my energy a welcoming environment for the galactics. Okay, so now I am calling in any of the galactics who have a message for us. So I need to go in and see what comes in. Take me a minute to be receptive. Okay, I am getting a galactic. It is appearing in my inward meditation visual field as a giant face. And let me see what this giant face is saying. It's round. Okay, it's not used to speaking in English. It's having to search for a way to interpret its message into my ability to translate it. Let me see what happens here. Okay, first off and foremost, I'm getting this amazing love. It's coming into me, and it's just, it's the most beautiful, pure love I've ever felt, which is saying a lot. And the being is telepathically saying in my mind that that's the message. that we are so loved. We are so respected. And that their wish, what they're asking for, is that we will be able to love and respect ourselves as they love and respect us. And he is happy. He says this is the message. And he's turning it over to you, Marianne.
Thank you. We are of the Council of Light. And I want to thank you all for your bravery, for the love that you have, the journey that you have taken and are taking. For you really did not know fully the picture here. And we really didn't either. For there was so many things up in the air, so to speak. But you, individuals here on this planet, are one of the bravest and respected ones. And we honor you. And we thank you all. For you truly, not yet, don't know what you're doing or what you've done. But you will. And we are all grateful. For you think that you are not doing a lot, but just your presence there of grounding the energy and of changing things on so many levels, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. That is not an easy job, in a sense. And this is one of the few places, Earth is one of the few places that all of those come together. And we just want to say thank you. And we love you for the changes that you are making there in so many ways are affecting us throughout the galaxy and will be affecting us throughout the galaxy and the universe and beyond. We honor and bless you and love you and thank you. And that is all.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mary Ann and the Council of Light. We love you and thank you for all your support for us. There's no way we could do any of this without everybody, without all the galactic brothers and sisters and all the support, all the angelic support, all the guides and helpers and teachers. And we just want to thank everybody and the Council of Light and that beautiful being that Cynthia connected with who showed us such tremendous love. We just thank you. We thank the universe. And, I think somebody needs to mute out. Let me...
Do you hear booms in the background?
Yes.
That's my house. I am sitting here on my balcony, and I am getting a fireworks display that must be costing thousands of dollars. So this is amazing. I will mute out until I'm back on.
Okay, well, I think we're just about ready for you to come on, and we're going to go ahead and talk about the new moon. So much on this new moon is focused on otherworldly support. It's just phenomenal. So we continue to welcome in that support tonight according to the highest good of all. And Cynthia, I know you said that these three major pairs of planets are conjunct at this new moon. Is there anything you wanted to address right away?
That's like asking if a fish likes to swim in water. Let's start with Venus conjunct Vulcan, because Vulcan is stationing to go retrograde. Now, when Vulcan stations, whatever degree it stations at is huge. Now, remember in the mythology that Vulcan creates the weapons of the gods. So when anything stations anything, recently Mars stationed direct at the place of medical diagnosis. The point that it stations, and let me tell you what stations means. I know you're sitting there going, Cynthia, please. You know, you're an astrologer, but what the heck does it mean? Okay, let me explain it. Say you're on a 4-lane expressway, okay? And just imagine, because I'm explaining what stationing means. Imagine that all the cars are going 60 miles an hour. And you've got, it's 4 lanes wide, and every car is going 60 miles an hour. And you've got, say you're in the second lane over from the edge. So you've got a car on your right, you know, it's going parallel with you. You've got 2 on the left going parallel with you. Okay. Now what stationing means is this. Just suppose, for the purpose of understanding this concept, that the car on your right, or the truck, whoever it is on your right that's been, you know, neck to neck with you at 60 miles an hour, decelerates to 40 miles an hour. Well, it's still going forward, but you shoot way ahead of it, and in your rear view mirror, it appears to be going backwards. Now, that's stationing retrograde. Now, let's suppose the opposite just happened. You're all going 60 miles an hour. There's, you know, a lot of traffic, so everybody's just going 60 miles an hour. You've got 1 on your right, 2 on the left, going 60 miles an hour. You're neck to neck. And suppose something's wrong with your car. It's just coughing. And the power cuts back and you're going 40 miles an hour. And everybody else is going 60 miles an hour. Well, they're going to shoot way ahead of you. And in their rear view mirrors, it's going to appear like you're falling backwards. You're still going forwards, mind you, technically, but it appears to them like you're falling backwards. That's stationing retrograde as far as they're concerned. And as far as you're concerned, you've stationed and they're going direct. So in other words, when a planet stations direct, it appears to be shooting out in front of you. And when a planet stations retrograde, it appears to be falling behind. Now, the truth of the matter is everything's still going forward, but they're doing it at different speeds. And this occurs because the different planets and asteroids, like the mechanism of a clock, are different distances from the sun. Like Mercury will go around the sun in 88 days, whereas it takes us 360 days. Boy, you should see these fireworks. I mean, these guys must have spent a bloody fortune on these fireworks. I am seeing fireworks like I have never seen at Lenox Square or anywhere. They're beautiful. But anyway, I'm just sitting here on my balcony innocently trying to do this call. But anyway, Vulcan is stationing retrograde. Now, what in a minute we're gonna read Vulcan, And remember that Venus, which signifies, and if you want me to, I can go into more about Venus, is the magic on this planet. And they're conjunct at 20 degrees Cancer. Now, Venus, at the exact moment of the new moon, was at 20 degrees and 26 minutes Cancer. And Vulcan was at 20 degrees and 44 minutes. But it was stationing at that moment to appear to be falling behind us. It was, in other words, it appears to be moving behind us, even though it's still going forward. Now, and this is the thing to remember. When something is retrograde, it stimulates our parasympathetic nervous system. And you need to Google the parasympathetic nervous system, central nervous system, and sympathetic nervous system. We have 3 of them. But it stimulates our parasympathetic nervous system. And the parasympathetic nervous system is our dreaming, it's our meditation, it's our immune system, it's our inward reality. So Vulcan is stationing to empower, please get this, folks, our inward reality. Now, what reality is it empowering? Mayor, would you or Marianne read 21
degrees Cancer.
And you will
and this
now
is where
know.
The sun and the moon are, correct?
No. It's
Vulcan
Venus and Vulcan.
And Venus. Okay.
Vulcan
Venus
and Venus.
And Vulcan. Thank you. Yes, 21 degrees Cancer. Ara Kusan, the angels of wisdom, and the letter names are ARAKUSON. 21 degrees Cancer, the angels of wisdom, please be with us all at this most auspicious time. Beloved, we help people understand the cause, purpose, and effect of diverse cosmic laws to gain wisdom and perform miracles that bring the realm of heaven to earth. All that I do, you shall do, and more. Many times those who attain excellence in world service pay a tremendous cost to become aware of divine laws and to grasp them. It is of this that we wish to speak. In every moment of your day, there exists the choice to focus your attention freely on whatever you wish. When the decision is made to dedicate your life to the service of bringing beauty and truth to the world, an intense process of learning and preparation begins, which usually takes many years and requires the input of many teachers. So it is that we become your teachers and help you in your meditations on the ancient language. We help you attune to the original purity of all ideas and release imperfections. A most important concept to understand is that will provides the impulse for change, and feelings attract the change into form. A secret to bringing new realities into form is aligning all levels. Anything you sincerely believe, fervently feel, staunchly intend, and persistently and clearly visualize must inevitably come to pass. Thus, the most common impediment to making miracles is putting out mixed messages or contradictions in consciousness. If, for example, you want something very much but are afraid that it is opposite may happen instead, so that you worry extensively as you continue to imagine the unwanted outcome, the mixed message you are sending with part of your creative energies undermines receipt of what you want. Here it is necessary to first heal and resolve the feelings of fear as they dissipate. So will-associated beliefs also heal. So the important level to synchronize are intentions, will, and feelings, both of which are best strengthened by imagining congruent visual impressions as the subconscious brain responds directly to visual pictures. Since will is essentially male electrical energy and feelings are female magnetic energy, acting together congruently, they comprise an extremely powerful, balanced whole that can accomplish miracles. The other important principle in this respect is to align personal will with omnipotent will. This synchrony is automatically accomplished by decreeing, calling out the highest good of all, along with powerful congruent will and feelings of this happening. By attuning to inner guidance to choose a particular divine virtue to express, a great cause is created in the Akasha. As will and feelings are aligned with strong belief, faith, and courage, this cause has ongoing effects throughout time that bring justice, harmony, and happiness, like the way we declare the law of one. When you seek to understand the energies of male and female cause and effect, will and emotions, we guide you in your great quest for understanding purpose and command of various divine laws, such as the laws of justice and harmony that lie behind creation. It is your destiny to succeed in following the footsteps of the ones who performed great miracles in your world. Once seekers understand how energy works within the universe, they long for situations that give them opportunities to do unselfish deeds. To cause effects in the physical world, create changes in will, thoughts, and feelings. By making changes in the inner world, you create changes in the outer world. The same laws apply to the micro and the macrocosm. As above, so below. As within, so without. In service to humanity, any effort to benefit others without attachment to getting credit or payment for leads to a return which is surprisingly more wonderful than words can describe. The greater the number of beings helped, the more powerful are the resultant good feelings and circumstances to the unselfish benefactor. The ability to flow with strong emotions of the virtues gives the child of light command over magnetism, the ability to attract realities of perfection into physical manifestation. A life path dead ends when the road itself is too narrow and fails to link up in love with anything outside of itself. Therefore, as a person performs an action with the purpose of reaping some commensurate reward, they usually do not know that the same amount of energy expended on a kind and selfless deed brings about results that are much greater than could be rationally expected. The greater the thrust of the energy from the source, the further the energy travels. The thrust of energy of an action corresponds to the intensity of the will and feelings with which it was sent. The emotions of a person feels when performing the action are magnetic and attract more of the same kind of energy. The stronger the emotions, the greater the magnetic attraction to similar energy. The intensity of resultant charge determines how fast and far the energy goes out. If an action is performed for a specific reward, limits on the energy returning are built in, prescribed by the imagination and intent of the nature of the reward. Another way to explain it is that the outgoing energy is held back by the person's limiting concepts and attachment to it. When an action is performed simply for the goodness of it, with no thought of personal gain, then there is no limit to the flow of the energy. It will go out into infinity to bless all beings with a force corresponding to the intensity of the will with which it was performed, drawing to itself energy similar to the loving, abundant feeling infusing it. When this happens, the one who sent out receives the same energy with much greater potency from everywhere through all time. The letters of our name tell we are attuned to highest wisdom, truth, and illumination. We inspire deep humility, sacredness, a sense of impeccable service, and an eminent mind. We rejoice in this day that we can make our presence known to you. When you step upon the path of service and miracles, know that you are not alone. We, the angels of wisdom, are here to serve you and guide you. We join mighty angelic choirs of thanksgiving whenever any man or woman follows in the footsteps of the great practitioners of divine laws. It is ordained by universal love and providence that we answer your call for assistance. We are here to help you excel in your path of service. Arakusan, the angels of wisdom. Thank you, Cynthia.
That was brilliant. And we read that one first because Vulcan is stationing at that degree. And because it's stationing retrograde, it means that for the next 30 days, especially, everybody's going to be realizing what they really want. If all these booms and everything get too much, just let me know. They're going to be realizing what they really want for themselves and for the world and for reality. And they're going to be doing it with great wisdom. They're going to be doing it with deep emotion. Whatever news comes out or doesn't come out, whatever changes do or do not occur in the media. Nonetheless, this huge quasar is being microlensed onto the Earth. It is bombarding our DNA, the DNA of everything on the planet, penetrating even to the iron core of the Earth, and we are mutating at a furious rate. And this wisdom is being awakened within us. Now, that having been said, the sun and moon are conjuncting at a specific degree, and Mercury and Kronos are conjuncting at a specific degree. And they are opposing the Earth. The sun and moon are exactly opposing the Earth. Now, I don't want this call to go too long because it's a new moon and everybody's resting. Plus, our DNA is changing. And that is a very intense biological mutation, which is requiring a lot of energy. However, just to really bring this one home, hello, remember I said that yesterday 3 different articles from 3 different alphabet agencies revealed that this star is microlensing these quasar gamma rays onto the Earth. Okay, lensing. Look at the word lensing, like the lens of your glasses or the lens of a microscope or the lens of a great telescope. Because of all the booms and everything, Marianne, I'm not going to read it, but would you read 13 Capricorn? Now, this is the place of the Earth. Please, y'all, make the connections. 13 Capricorn.
Okay, great. Okay. I got a cat who wants to sit in my lap, but not yet. Okay, 13.
Marianne, you have a bad connection. There's all kinds of popping, like bacon frying, on your line.
Right now?
It's been the whole show.
Oh, jeez. Maybe I better not read then. Can you not hear me, Cynthia?
We can hear you. There's just a crackling.
We can hear you. It's just a little crackling in the background.
I apologize. I can't hear it. I'm sorry. Let me. Should I continue?
Do you want me to read, Marianne?
Yeah. Go ahead, Mary.
Yeah,
Okay.
13 Capricorn. This is where the Earth is.
Okay, this is amazing. Just even with the fireworks going on and everything. Okay, 13 degrees Capricorn. Trisacha, the angels of optical technology. And their letters are Trisacha. Beloved, and we ask them to be with us, please. Beloved, spirit and volition correspond to light and to the eye. In the time of heaven on earth, the technology to see all of creation is made available. As humankind spiritually matures, we are making available technical inventions that duplicate skills of clairvoyance, including the ability to see into past, present, and future at any distance. We inspire technical inventions that mirror mystical faculties, fulfilling the as above, so below law of correspondence. As researchers enlarge scientific paradigms to include metaphysics, conscious access to heavenly hosts and the divine virtues makes so much more possible. At this point of scientific evolution, kindness, harmlessness, and responsibility to all life is viewed as the only scientifically viable ethic, since all are indeed one in the unified field of energy, the web of life. Intervention of advanced technology is accessed through the divine virtue of high inspiration, letter T. The letters of our name are a pathway to inventing technology that mirrors the gift of the Spirit. They are high inspiration, letter T, inner guidance, R, the laws of cause and effect, I, all-permeating divine will, S, knowledge and faculty of perception, A, clarity and perfect purity, CH, and release of imperfection for change into another state, umlaut A, which is AE. Whether a person views creation inwardly through meditation or outwardly through optical inventions, the most important consideration is attunement to the law of one and following inner guidance in a state of consciousness attuned to the virtues of Trisacha. Through use of the virtues, inventions are inspired that make it possible to change or recreate anything that exists in any time frame for the highest good of all. Optical viewing of unlimited time frames helps in this regard. Inventions such as these help establish the law of one and give scientific verification that everything is interdependent and what affects one affects all. All that I do, you shall do, and more. We have inspired all optical inventions. Television was inspired by us. Inventions that allow remote viewing of any sort fall under our jurisdiction. As humanity spiritually matures, we are making available technical inventions that duplicate all the skills of clairvoyance, including the ability to see into past, present, or future at any distance. Trisacha, the Angels of Optical Technology. Did you hear me, Cynthia? Cynthia? Hello? Does anybody hear me?
I hear you.
I hear you. I had to hit *6. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you came through great.
Oh, good.
Okay, now that's where the Earth is. It's opposite the Sun and the Moon. Now we will read the Sun and the Moon.
Now, it's interesting that we've also been getting a lot of guidance to use our visualization.
Yes.
Our powers of visualization. So, and we've been getting guidance to notice when you have what we call gifts of the spirit, or when you feel happy. And it might even just be a sensation in your body, or a breath of air, or the way the light and shadow move in the trees. But whatever it is, start to notice when you feel more elated, because we really do need to be happy. It's very important. And so we want to practice and notice when you get those feelings of happiness. So I'm sorry to interrupt, Cynthia. Go ahead.
Well, actually, that was divinely guided, of course. Happiness, by the way, folks, emotions are frequencies. And emotions, if you read the Anastasia books, as Carol Davis did and Candy have so beautifully to all the rest of us, and many of us have the books. Emotions are compressed information, as Dr. Emoto also showed us. And if you study water, water is like much more advanced as far as storing information, and emotions are the water element. Emotions are a higher frequency of the physical manifestation of water. And of all the emotions that you could possibly feel, the one that is most important for keeping creation together is divine happiness. And that's why the occult beings who wrote the original Declaration of Independence, today is the 4th of July, Independence Day, wrote the pursuit of happiness. It is our moral and civic duty. It is our scientific duty. It is our spiritual duty. It is our psychological duty. It is our medical duty to pursue happiness. To pursue happiness for ourselves and to pursue happiness for all others, because we're all one being. That having been said, in this chart for the new moon, which happened today, the interaction of advanced sphere miracles of other worlds is playing a huge role in what is going on right now. And this whole thing about microlensing, which probably left everybody in a state of puzzlement because we haven't been trained to think in those terms, is about a huge influx of gamma rays. It's like being radiated, not from cell phone towers or your microwave stove, but from a body in space that is putting out this huge energy that is being focused like a magnifying glass on Earth right now. Now, there's prophecies about this happening. It's mutating our DNA. Now, it's mutating the DNA of everybody, the good guys and the bad guys, and the mediocre guys. If you've been inbred for generations and your genetic pool has been compromised, or you've got the best genetic pool on the planet, doesn't matter. All of our DNA is being mutated by the information coming from this quasar. So, that having been said, let us read 13 degrees Cancer. because that is the point. It's actually 12 degrees and 53 minutes Cancer, which means that the sun and the moon went through the entire 12th degree, and at the moment of exact conjunction, it's like a man and woman orgasming at the same time. They were 53 minutes out of 60 possible minutes into the 13th degree. So it's a very advanced expression of what is going to be read next. So
I've got it.
Okay,
got it.
13 Cancer. Sun and moon conjunct.
This is very powerful. So the sun and moon are at this place right as we speak. And the angels are Nimalon, Nimalon, the angels of translation from invisible realms. Nimalon, please be with us all, according to the highest good of all. Beloved, cohesive powers of flowing, all-embracing, unconditional love and happiness encourage lines of communication and vitality in the web of life. Rhythmic pulsations of divine love and joy attract whatever or whoever is desired, visualized, and evoked, establishing magnetic bonds of communication. Divine love desires the highest good of all and sees divinity indwelling all of creation. This cognition transmutes reality and quickens omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, loving reality. Thus does supreme happiness flow. Thus does supreme happiness flow. Often, communications from non-physical intelligences come through feelings and symbols, which are translated into ideas and then into words. So when communicating with invisible beings of other realms and spheres, a child of light and love requires the ability to translate in intellectual terms information received. We teach and inspire this ability. Ask and you shall receive. Communication with unseen beings is best done in states of meditation, in which all four brainwave patterns are active in conscious awareness. In the delta state, the presence or beingness of another intelligence is experienced as part of self, perceived visually in the imagination as communication is requested. In the theta state, ideas to and from these beings are given, received, and contemplated. In the alpha state, feelings to and from this being are experienced. Changes occur within both parties. The beta state is where translations of these ideas and feelings are put into words. Ideas and feelings given to and received from the non-physical being are translated in accord with sympathetic resonance to familiar memories and feelings. We inspire true remembrance not only from present life experiences, but also from previous and future ones for this purpose. It is important to remember that time only appears to be linear, but is in fact omnipresent. All times exist simultaneously. Because of this, when changes occur, they occur in the past, present, and future at the same time. In my Father's house there are many mansions. Through powerful intent, visualization, feeling, and sensation of joy, and all virtues of our name, other dimensions and beings become wonderfully accessible. In this way, many miracles of grace and healing occur to bless all with justice and harmony, success and satisfaction. Meditate on the divine virtues in our name. We are attuned to sublime happiness and confer insight into the realized state of any spirit or unseen being. We reawaken any memory or ancient consciousness and sensitize you to the presence of invisible entities. A depth of feeling, sensation, and vitality, we sensitize you to subtle emotionality and bring to bear the perceptiveness and wisdom of the enlightened mind to clairvoyantly attune to, understand, and articulate unseen realms. Nimalon, the angels of translation from invisible realms.
So that's where the sun and the moon are. Now, let's look at the sun and the moon for just a moment. The sun is electric. The moon is magnetic. It symbolizes actually sex. When a male and female energy come together and merge as one. So the male and female energy of this part of creation is merging at the place of translation from invisible realms. In other words, if you think of a clock and the gears of a clock, all these little cogs within cogs within cogs, that's the way astronomy and astrology works in the outer world. It also is somewhat symbolic of the way our own bodies work, where all these different systems are working together. You have your liver, you have your spleen, you have your brain, you have your heart. You know, you have your pancreas, you have your adrenals, you have this, you have that. And they're all different. They're all absolutely different. And yet they work together as one, just like the cogs in a clock, just like the planets in the sky, as above, so below. So at the moment of this new moon, there was an orgasm, a cosmic orgasm in our solar system at the place of translation from invisible realms. And as we said earlier in this call, there was also an orgasm between Venus and Vulcan. Well, guess what? There was a third orgasm. And this third orgasm occurred between Mercury and Kronos. Now, you just heard, as she read, that when you change time, you change the past, the present, and the future simultaneously. Mercury was conjunct Kronos, which is the master step-down transformer of time. Now, this is going to seem a little strange, but not in the context of what's actually going on right now. It has been reported that the chemtrails around the planet have stopped. The chemtrails have been altering. Boy, I hope y'all can hear me. I'll tell you what, I've probably got one of the best fireworks.
No, we can hear you just fine. Don't worry.
Okay, good.
It sounds fun over there, though.
Oh, listen, I love living here. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I've gone on record as saying I love it. Okay, but anyway, I'm on the end of a dead-end street overlooking a park in Atlanta, Georgia, halfway between the Atlanta airport and the Capitol. But I'll tell you what, I love living here. But anyway, Mercury is conjuncting Kronos at 10 degrees Cancer. Now, keeping in mind that suddenly it's been reported that the chemtrails have been stopped and that there's been a weather war. There's been this huge weather war going on. Okay, in that context, this will not seem so strange. This is another orgasm that's happening when the sun and moon are orgasming, as Venus and Vulcan are orgasming. 10 degrees Cancer. Mare, are you good with doing it? 10 degrees Cancer?
Yes, I sure am. 10 degrees
good.
Cancer. And this is Tarato, the Angels of Weather Control. Tarato. Highest good of all. Beloved, we teach and aid in wielding rulership over weather. For a person to generate will and feelings necessary to govern weather, high inspiration, wisdom, transformation, and inner guidance must be developed, along with the ability to see through the eyes of love, to bring about justice and harmony for all. Unambiguous intent and faith to exercise command over weather are combined with proficiency in the flow of feelings. Through high inspiration from Providence, all four brainwaves are brought into harmony to attract whatever is visualized. Humans have the ability to command the beings of the elements. We inspire meditations for clarifying guidance. We inspire divine will and intent for weather that is appropriate for the highest good of all. We inspire meditations for perfecting emotional states that magnetically attract beings of the elements who create specific forms of weather desired. If feelings such as doubt or confusion exist even on a subconscious level, when weather changes are visualized, the results attracted may not be satisfactory. We help align emotions through the virtues of high inspiration, enlightenment, transformation, knowing brought about by love and harmony, making it rain or stop raining, sending lightning in a certain direction, causing hailstorms, or any other type of weather. All these happen through the use of flowing visualizations and feelings attuned to high inspiration from divine being. Meditate on our name and know that ascendancy over feelings gives command of all the elements. When an enlightened mind with the ability to transform negativity works with freedom of will, in tune with the highest levels of consciousness, and uses wisdom to direct spirits of air with high inspiration, then there is command of the elements of fire, air, water, and earth. Seeing all through the eyes of pure love results in transmutation. Tarato, the angels of weather control, 10 degrees Cancer.
Okay, so are we so totally surprised that chemtrails stopped? Okay, now guess what? I'm holding this one to last. Guess what? I told you there were 3 exact conjunctions. Venus and Vulcan, which is stationing, the Sun and the Moon, and Mercury and Kronos. But guess what? There's number 4. Number 4. There's another conjunction between the rising sign and the part of fortune. The part of fortune is the point of greatest good fortune, where it feels like luck, like when you win the lottery. And the rising sign is the mystical path. And I would offer to read it, Sweet Mirror, but there's just so many booms in the background. The 4th conjunction is at 19 Cancer.
Wow, 19 Cancer. And this is between the mystical path, which is the rising, and the part of fortune?
Yeah, in other words, this is the mystical path of this new moon as figured for Atlanta, Georgia, which is at the base of the Appalachian mountain chain, which is the oldest mountains in the world and is recognized by the great shaman as the spinal cord of Earth. And so the mystical path of this new moon is as follows, and it is the place of greatest good fortune. 19 Cancer.
Okay. 19 Cancer. Wow. Okay, it is the angels Abba Grion, The angels of the Word, 19 degrees Cancer, ABAGRION. Please be with us. Beloved, each human is a child of divine being, made in the image and likeness of God. All that I do, you shall do and more. The power of the Word is a natural birthright of each person and is the activity of delta, theta, alpha, and beta states to create and attract new realities into form on every level of being. Each person creates his or her reality either consciously or unconsciously through the power of the Word. It is our providence to help people on the path of enlightenment comprehend this process so that heaven on earth is created, bringing grace and joy to all. We guide step by step understanding of the cosmic language, the power of the Word, as it has been taught and passed down through the ages. This knowledge is used to perform miracles. Teachers have demonstrated in ages past that exhibit omnipotent will of providence for the highest good of all. The original supreme will is for happiness for each child of God and for all creation, for heaven to manifest on earth. When feelings are attuned to this perfect will, then inner guidance can inspire which qualities to use in every situation to invoke what will bring forth the highest perfection. Each sound vitalizes feelings of a divine virtue as it is spoken in the four-sense way of being, will, thought, emotion, and sensation, delta, theta, alpha, and beta states. The sound is changed with creative power. If the sound is spoken inwardly, it will change the astral or feeling world. If it is spoken aloud, physical reality can be changed directly. These sounds are joined to form words. Some adepts on the path to illumination reach their final transformations of consciousness in extreme moments of crisis. Through using the power of the Word in perilous moments, the four-sense speaking of divine virtues can transform any polarity. It can transform negativity into goodness and enlightenment. Calling forth creative powers of divine qualities through the power of the Word can quicken resurrection and enlightenment when providence concurs. The soul on its journey to perfection learns how to transmute ills and govern troublous beings through faculty in the power of the Word, through facility in the power of the Word. Call on inner guidance to know exactly what to do in any situation, how to activate any divine quality on any level. Cosmic love opens the eyes to see Godhood dwelling within each entity, to transmute errant energy into perfection, resulting in sublime rapture. The mysteries of divine virtues to transform any situation are understood through the powers of the Word. Call on us. Meditate on the letters of our name. Our joy is the well-being of all. We are all one. For all things there is a purpose. Give thanks for all things concerning you. All things work for good to them that believe. Abba Grian, the angels of the Word.
Okay, for those of you who may be confused by this, it's really very simple. Remember how in the ancient scriptures, even in the Bible, it says, "Ye must be as little children to enter the kingdom of heaven." If you study Zen, it talks about beginner's mind. It's the same thing. And here's the deal. Whatever you visualize in your mind, you are creating a holographic image that activates your pineal gland, which is the master gland of the human body. It has over 20,000 psychoactive chemicals in it, that are 1,000 times stronger than LSD or ayahuasca. So if you want to activate your master gland, you create visual images. So if you're going to use the power of the word, the very first thing you do is you imagine what? What do you imagine? What do you imagine? What do you imagine? What do I imagine? Here's the answer. Imagine what you really want. You don't imagine what your daddy said. You don't imagine what your internet intel is saying. You don't imagine what has happened in the past with all the wars and divorces and this and that. No. No. As an innocent child, you imagine what? What do you imagine? What? You imagine what you really want. Now, most children want everybody to be happy. They want their doggies and kitties to be happy. They want the plants outside to be happy. They want their mommies and daddies and sisters and brothers and neighbors to be happy. So you go within to the deep part of you that's a child that never died. It's still in there. And you imagine visual images of what you want. Now let me give you a few examples of things that you might imagine. You want to imagine your body as beautiful and healthy and young. You want to imagine your emotions as happy, excited, peaceful, loving, secure, safe, excited, happy. You want to imagine your mind as enlightened, full of truth, capable of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, all the magical powers. You want to imagine your will as wanting everybody to be happy, everybody to be enlightened. The little puppies, the cats, the trees, the Amazon rainforest, all the people. You're desiring the highest good of all concerned. So you imagine this. You imagine this. If you're living in a stupid apartment in some country where you're totally, absolutely, and categorically miserable, you imagine yourself living in a Garden of Eden in total bliss, and you imagine everybody else also living in beauty and harmony and peace. Beauty and harmony and peace with themselves, beauty and harmony and peace with nature, beauty and harmony and peace with everything. You imagine this. You create mental images in your mind. You imagine, like a great children's author, like someone coming up with screenplay for the next major movie. You imagine images in your imagination of your own personal beauty and the beauty of everybody else. That's number one in the power of the words. Number two, you've imagined these images and you're getting thoughts about them. Suppose you're Marianne or Cynthia or Mare or Sunny or Liz or Candy, and you're imagining, oh my goodness, I'm living in this beautiful dome or teepee or tree house or underground place or whatever it is you imagine, and I'm on this beautiful piece of land with these gardens, with these happy animals, with these beautiful flowers, and I'm living in this community where everybody's happy. They're all living in their beautiful houses or teepees or whatever it is you're imagining, or boats or spaceships, whatever it is you're imagining, or caves. And everybody's happy, and the environment's happy, and the animals are happy, and the children are happy. It's all happy. You're imagining beautiful music. You're imagining wonderful art, whatever it is. And you're getting thoughts about it. That is number 2. Because the desire itself with the visualizations is your delta. The thoughts about it is your theta brainwaves. We're demystifying the power of the word here, folks. It's very simple. Even a child can do it. And according to the scriptures, only a child can do it. Okay, so you're imagining what you want. You're having thoughts about what you want. Step number 3, you're feeling emotions about what you want. You're feeling the wonderful emotions of having a wonderful house, beautiful environment outside, the animals are happy, your friends and family are happy, everything's happy. You're feeling these wonderful feelings about waking up every morning, and it's, oh my God, it's another day. Boy, did I have a great night. Last night I had these wonderful dreams. Oh my goodness, we have a whole nother day today. Oh, we can go down and see how the geese are. Oh, did they have their little eggs hatch? Oh, I wonder how many little baby geese we're going to be building that tree house today. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Oh no, we're going to be going into that cave we found. Oh, we're going to be sailing, emotions. Joy, excitement, happiness, peace, love, beautiful emotions. That's number 3. And that's your alpha brainwave. And the final one and the last one is your beta brainwave, which is the 5 senses, memory, and logic. It's language. And this is where you go, wow, I've imagined this beautiful reality. I've had these thoughts about this beautiful reality. I had these beautiful emotions about this beautiful reality. And now I'm remembering stories of yore. I'm remembering prophecies. By the way, prophecies figure in this new moon chart of heaven on earth. I am remembering, and I'm putting it into a logical verbal sequence of what I'm creating. I am creating heaven on earth, which has been prayed for generations by millions and billions of people. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. La ilaha illallahu. That is your Islamic version of that in their language. But beings have been praying for centuries for heaven to be on earth, for earth to be as heaven. And so you remember this. You put it in the logical sequence. That's the beta brainwave. That's the power of the word, which is the rising sign and the part of fortune exactly conjunct, exactly to the minute at this new moon at 18 degrees and 4 minutes Cancer, which means it has been through the entire 18th degrees and is 4 minutes into the 19th degree, which is what I just talked about, which means we're just at the beginning on our mystical path with this new moon to understand that the most precious commodity that you have is your heart's desire. There's going to be plenty of gold. Everybody's going to have plenty of money. It's going to be a jubilee, all debts forgiven, blah, 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 blah. It's all going to happen. But what we're going to realize is that the most precious treasure that we have is our heart's desire in our pure childlike innocence. That desire that we had as children for our parents to be happy, for our neighbors to be happy, to live in beauty, to have our time free, not go to school, Daddy not go to work, Mother not to be sad, not to worry about money, but our heart's desire as children was for people to have fun, for people to be in love, for people to be in harmony and fulfilled in rapture. That heart's desire, which is common to children who dare to believe in magic, is the true treasure. And what this conjunction is saying for this new moon on the 4th of July, Independence Day, when, this star is between us and this quasar micro-lensing onto Earth these amazing gamma ray bursts. I would say to you categorically, the most important thing any of you can do, I don't care who you are, you can be the worst person on the planet, you can be the greatest person on the planet, you can be the most mediocre person on the planet, or any combination thereof, is to remember when you were a child what you really wanted in your heart was to be safe, to be loved, for your love to be received and reciprocated, for Earth to be happy, for the animals to be happy, for all the adults to be happy. They didn't have to do things that they didn't want to do, that the Earth could just be fun. Right now, during this new moon, if you want to be a warrior or warrioress of light and make a difference, remember the desires of your heart in the trust and innocence of your child self, and dare to imagine it happening. Dare to think about it happening. Dare to feel the emotions of it happening. And dare to remember that it was prophesied at this time that it would indeed happen. So, Mayor, let me turn it back over to you, and just whatever you want to do is fine with me.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much. Well, what I could do is open up the lines to see if anybody would like to share or ask a question. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just a moment. Okay, so all callers are muted and they can unmute themselves. So if there's anyone that would like to come in to share or say hello or ask a question.
Hit star 6. Hit star 6 to unmute yourself.
Star 6. Okay. Well, it might be that people are ready to kind of go within as the evening is coming to a close. Is anybody coming in? Thought I might have heard something.
Yes, this is Sunny. It took me a while to get unmuted and stuff.
Hi, Sunny.
Oh, let me give you a hug. Let me give you a hug. Let me give you a hug. Hug.
I send it back multitudes. What you shared this evening, I did have about the gamma ray bursts and all of that, and everything else too, the power of everything else. I've been feeling the lightness coming in and possible transformations going on in my body. But then I had that migraine yesterday and last night, and I was just getting over it. And often this happens to me when powerful energies are going on. I get migraines, so I just have to kind of get through it. But I didn't know about all of this stuff at the time. I knew about the new moon and all that, but I really appreciate all that you shared, because it really more or less, explains a lot about what I've been feeling, the last few days and today. It's just, but anyway, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sunny. And Sunny, your call tomorrow, what time does it start tomorrow?
5:30. I mean, Pacific. 5:30 Pacific. Yeah. It's Pacific time, so that's
okay. 5:30 Pacific time. We have the Sunny and Dale show on Tuesday, tomorrow.
Right. Yeah, and we're having
Pacific.
Right, we're having Peter Harchins again, the topic is going to be spirituality, as well as it always is to some degree, but he will be the guest host, I guess you would call him. So,
excellent.
And he's involved with the Faithist organization, but he really speaks quite, universally when he speaks. So it'll be a pleasure to have him back.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
We look forward to that.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
All right.
And we also have the Candy Shop show on Wednesday. I believe that is 8:30 Central Time. That would be 9:30 Eastern. So do the translating. And that is on Wednesday night. So there's a lot of exciting things coming up. We love everybody here. Thank you so much. And we're just sending out multitudes of love to the whole creation. Was there anyone else that wanted to share this evening?
Hey, it's Marianne. This was a great call. Absolutely wonderful, and I will get my phone fixed also before Thursday.
So much. We love everything you shared. Thank you so much, Marianne. And just thank you to everyone. We're sending out
great job.
We've just really enjoyed it. On the drive, Kelly Mandel and I have enjoyed listening to every word of it, and to see the big sky and the clouds and see the fireworks as we were driving along. It was just magical. And now the stars.
Thank you for bringing us with you. Thank you for bringing us with you on this journey.
Yes. And in the past, both Kelly and I have been healed by our wonderful Christopher Stephen Jacobs, and it's just been a blessing. This Diamond Network and what we do with the galactics and so. But I wondered exactly what time was the new moon.
Yeah, I'd
today?
like to know.
I believe it was, Cynthia, was it 7:04 or?
It was Eastern Standard Time, 7:57. In other words, basically rounded up 3 seconds. It was 7:01.
Okay.
Well, that is
Eastern
just wonderful because we have
AM this morning.
Yes,
Eastern.
we have 12 hours approximately after that to do our law of abundance rituals, and so I hope folks are doing that because it really works. It really works.
Well, thank you for doing it on behalf of all of us too. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you so much for all your love, Candy, for all of us. We really love you and everybody else. We love you all very, very much. So take good care and enjoy this wonderful, wonderful, momentous time that we're all in. And let it be beautiful and happy. So we will say good night to everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Thank you, Mir.
Our love goes with you, Candy.
Absolutely.
You all did a great job. Mary did a great job moderating. I'll say that.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Good night, and see some of you tomorrow.
Are you looking for healing or a change in your life to help you enjoy it more fully? You might benefit from a galactic energy reading and clearing from Chris Jacobs. Chris will work with you on a soul level to clear unseen negative influences, implants, programs, contracts, and energetic blocks. Chris Jacobs is a gifted energy healer. Contact him today at ChristopherStephenJacobs@gmail.com.